Welcome to the Climate and Water Outlook for winter 2016. The 2015-16 El Niño is at an end, as central tropical Pacific Ocean temperatures return to normal. Many impacts are still with us, but odds now favour above average winter-spring rainfall over much of Australia. First, let's look at recent conditions. After a very dry April for most of Australia, early May saw one of the strongest weather systems this year sweep across the country. Good April rains continued in southwestern WA. In South Australia, a storm surge wreaked havoc on coastal locations. Central and eastern Australia also received heavy rains in May, typical of a breakdown of El Niño. Most of southeastern Australia received their long-awaited rainfall break, while Tasmania had its first widespread above-average rains for a year. Lower layer soil moisture has increased in southwestern WA and across central Australia, but soils in eastern Australia remain very dry. Australian temperatures stayed very warm into May, meaning crops in the southeast could still take advantage of the late rains. Above average air temperatures are fairly typical at the end of El Niño as the Pacific Ocean gives up its heat. Short and long-term rainfall deficiencies continue in all states and territories, barely dented by the rains in May. However, the rain has halted declines in water storages in the Murray-Darling Basin and southwest Australia. Storages in Tasmania have increased by over 6% in the past month. Historically, the largest declines in water storages across the Murray-Darling Basin have been associated with El Niño, with gradual refilling in the years afterwards. So what's driving Australia's climate right now? El Niño is at an end as the Pacific turns cooler than normal off the coast of South America. In the Indian Ocean, temperatures are still at record warm levels, which can enhance rainfall for Australia. International model outlooks and current conditions indicate the chance of La Niña in 2016 is around 50%. That's double the normal odds. That means our ENSO outlook remains at La Niña watch. Models suggest that the Indian Ocean dipole could also turn negative by late winter or spring. That would reinforce the impacts of a potential La Niña, adding to the chance of above average rainfall for southern Australia. Our last La Niña from 2010 to 2012 brought widespread flooding. But if La Niña forms this year, coming off the back of a very strong El Niño, it is unlikely to be as intense. So what's the rainfall outlook for winter? Above average rainfall is likely across much of Australia. Outlook accuracy is lower at this time of year. Turning to the streamflow forecast for May to July, at the end of El Niño, low flows are likely at most locations, with dry soil soaking up the first rains. Near median flows are forecast for 21 locations and high flows for only 3. Accuracy for these streamflow forecasts is moderate at this time of year. Looking at temperature, outlooks show warmer than average days expected in the north, but cooler in central and southern Australia. Nights are also likely to be warmer than average in northern and eastern Australia. Accuracy for this outlook is moderate at this time of year. So in summary, El Niño is over, now we watch for La Niña. Odds favour above average rainfall for most of Australia, but low stream flows will continue in many areas as dry soils soak up the early rains. For more details, head to our website at bom.gov.au/climate/ahead. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Our next video will be released on Thursday, the 30th of June. For the Bureau of Meteorology, I'm Paul Fakemer.